decontamination products behind me. You know what that means. Long series, right? You notice the title. This is episode 1 of what will probably be a multi-part, probably 10-15 part series of me correcting and protecting my dad's 2014 WRX. So the plan is here tonight. It's Monday evening. It's about 100% humidity out. Obviously, I'm in my wash bay here. For those of you who have watched my videos before, if you're new to the channel, this is my dedicated wash bay. I have a boom pole, a Krenzel pressure washer, deionized water system. I'm going to do the full decontamination here, my 3-step decon process, and then we'll take it over to OGHQ, which is about a mile away. And I'm going to be doing using a lot of different pneumatic polishers for the first time, and doing it on a lift, which will make me or allow me to get some better camera angles than I have traditionally. So we're going to get the car decontaminated here tonight. That way, overnight, it can dry before I start trying to tape things. This is my normal process when I'm going to do a multi-part correction of and then protection of a car. I prefer to get it clean the night before or day before and then start polishing the following day. That way I don't have to obsess over getting all the cracks and getting all the water out of all the crevices, because I hate it when water's dripping and I'm trying to tape and then the tape doesn't stick. It really just doesn't work as well. So what we're going to work on here tonight, I'm going to go and use my version 1.1 of my wheel cleaning package. I've had to make a product update to the package that'll be released here probably right at the conclusion of this video series. I'm transitioning away from Nexet ColorTech to Adams. ColorTech is probably very likely being discontinued. I've talked to Mike, who's the Nexet US importer, and the smell has caused him to consider, discontinuing it. And I've been back and forth on it. In Florida, it's not as bad because of the humidity. The smell doesn't bother me as much, but I do know that it bothers a lot of people. So I'm going to be going back to Adams wheel cleaner. I'll be talking you through why and all of that as we do the wheels. So we're going to do wheels and tires. Then the next step will be to wash it using chemical citrus wash. I'm working my best, guys, at getting this back and available in the store. This is the last gallon. I had 3 or 4 gallons in my stash. I've given those all to people who placed orders. I don't even have my 16-ounce bottle anymore, and they sold that to somebody. Somebody really needed it or really wanted it, and so I've sold my own personal stash. This is the last gallon that I have, so I'm hoping to be able to buy it in larger 55-gallon containers. We'll talk more about that as we run the camera while I'm deconning here. So we'll do the citrus wash, then we'll do iron removal, then we'll do our NanoSkin auto scrub, and we'll work through that process. I'll also probably get a clay bar out in case we need to get in some more contaminated areas. My dad, I don't know the last time he's done the car. He's certainly not done the process we're about to go through at the level we're going to go through. This car will likely have some tiling marks and some things like that. It's been a long time since he's polished it, and also considering he didn't have the arsenal that I had to get this thing up to my standards. We're going to treat the glass, we're going to treat the trim, we're going to treat the tires, we're going to do the engine bay. So we're going to do the whole start to finish from beginning to end, which will probably be 13, 14, 15 parts of the series. So anyway, I'm going to get set up here to do the wheels, and we'll bring you along in the process. Hope you enjoy it. All right, so if you're a Subaru guy, WRX guy, and you're new to the channel, this I've done about 100 times, but I'm gonna take you through the process from start to finish with wheels, and get them clean. I don't think, at least not for this application, at least not for this process, I'm not going to do a wheels off. I say that now, but we may end up doing that later. I may save that for a future video series where we'll do wheels off and coat them. But the start of the process is just like always, where I'm going to take and use my osmotic gun. This, by the way, this is my latest prototype. This is prototype number 2. This should go into production, but I've got a new equal thread stainless coupler. These new stainless couplers are amazing from Osmotic. And then I've got my 40-degree nozzle. This isn't going to stay like this. There's going to be a completely different nozzle mechanism. I if you're lucky, I might share that a little further on in the series, so stay tuned for that. But the coupler here, the coupler is now right butt up against the swivel. So my new design is that the other swivel stuck out about 1.5 inches, so we reduced that distance, and we have the stainless plug integrated into the gun. So it just saves some bulk on your hose assembly, which, you know, it's just one of those things that if you're obsessed, it will make a difference. So first thing we do, as always, spray down the wheel, try to get up in the wheel wells as well. I'm running about 1200 PSI here on my on-wall Krenzel pressure washer and a 40-degree nozzle. And so we're making the transition back to this. This was my wheel cleaner prior, and I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm like, you know, I use all these Adams products, and I don't want to be. I found myself almost judging my own product use, in that I was thinking, you know, while I'm using Adams rubber and tire cleaner, which I like a lot, I've used Adams car shampoo, and I don't know, I was trying to find something different, something better, and I think Nexet is slightly better, but it does stink up the entire house. So this is they have an Eco wheel cleaner, which is just a base wheel cleaner, and then this of course has an iron removing agent. The thing I really liked about Nexet over something like Sonex Full Effect is that it adds some lubrication, and you know, and the Adams does that to some extent, not quite as well as Nexet, but I think that the slight difference in lubrication is offset by the stink, you know, which again doesn't bother me as much, but bothers most people. And now that I have gallons of it in OGHQ, it also changed my opinion a little bit as well, in that you know, when you do get a bunch of it in one spot, it does tend to stink things up. And so I'm making the transition back to Adams. I do have it in stock, so if you're watching this video and you want a wheel cleaning package, and you want it complete with all the, like the Incredibrush and all the different products, I do have it available. I do have it. I just need to get it photographed, and I need to shoot the video for it. But this is the Incredibrush flat. Works well on most cars with most normal size wheels and tires. Race Glaze XL. Get in, hit the lugs. I'm not a wheel brush kind of, or I'm not a brush kind of guy. I know some people like to use brushes for everything. I prefer this 4-finger mitt. This is a lambskin mitt that I have in the store or as part of the package. Get up in here. So this Adams wheel cleaner will, you know, if there is iron embedded, will remove the iron, just like Nexet or Sonex Full Effect will. It really is a good product, and you know, it does have a little bit of stench to it, but nothing like the other products out in the market. So it's probably a good switch back for me. I've never liked Full Effect. I don't know why. It just didn't really work well for me. I mean, it works well, but I find that there's no lubrication, and I'm a huge Sonex fan. Easy Detail Large. Get up in the wheel wells. We'll see how far we get into it, but I don't know. Again, I'm saying now we're not going to do a wheels off detail, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is probably going to take me a good week to do, as I do a little bit at a time. Tough Shine tire brush. This is Adams rubber and tire. Yeah, wait till you see the new nozzle. I just don't have a nozzle. I need to get one. Cosmetic's supposed to send me one, but I'm gonna have to call them up and order one, I guess. The car has power lock Colonite on it, but it's been a while since it's been applied. The wheels, I don't think the wheels have anything on them. We'll want to try to get soap. It's on there. And I don't think that one's coming off without a razor blade. Soap mark. All right, let's move to the next wheel. All right, let's get in a little bit closer. And the rear wheel here. So the car only has a little less than 9,000 miles on it, so it's in pretty good condition. Dad maintains it well. Didn't drive it in the snow, even though they're from Pennsylvania. And because the wheels aren't particularly heavy, caked in brake dust, I'm not really worried about letting the wheel cleaner sit, although, you know, that's sort of what this type of wheel cleaner is designed to do. But this is a nice hybrid, even though Adams calls it wheel cleaner. I think they could probably call it heavy duty wheel cleaner if they wanted to. But again, I find this a nice balance. Not too aggressive. Does add some lubrication here. You can see the suds kind of building up here as I'm agitating the wheel. And doesn't smell up the whole garage, which is a plus. I love this brush. If you've been hesitating on getting a Race Glaze XL, freaking awesome. I meant the Incredibrush, and just get the flat one. I don't think there's any reason to have the other. I mean, I'm one for having complete sets, but I don't even have a, I just gave away my round brush a while ago. Lambskin Mitts. I find that I wash a lot of cars, I find that I get a good 9 months or so out of these. And usually I'll throw it away. I don't even really have to throw it away. I'll feel guilty about having so many of them in the cabinet that I'll just throw it away. So these do, for 10 bucks, they do last quite a while. I should probably sell them for more. I get accused all the time of marking things up, like I'm selling things more than what they should cost. When it's just not true. I know that you guys that are in this game know that, but I get accused of it all the time. What I don't do is sell it at a discount. I'm hoping that people see the value in the information. Thus far, I've been largely right. I love this brush. For $5 bucks, just awesome. Especially for this, normal size tire. Or, of course, if a car was lowered. I will usually, and by usually, almost always, care for exhaust tips using wheel cleaner. We'll see how these look here in a minute to see if I need to get out the P21S polishing soap. Speaking of which, I got to get on the phone to those guys and see about carrying that in the store. And the exhaust probably only has 1,000 miles on it. So we're not going to need to do a lot here. This is a nameless exhaust. That's the brand if you're not a Subaru guy. Yeah, we're good. Maybe we'll Might hit these with some Dr. Beasley's, what does he call it, metal coating. So might hit it with that when we are finishing the car. Now, these have been, you know, sometimes they'll have some black dye that'll bleed off. I found that they, you know, in occasion, some of them, they put a little extra dye in them, and it'll turn your hand for a few, maybe half a dozen washes or so. But these tend to do pretty well with that, with not putting too much black. It will turn your bucket black usually, like the water that's in the bucket, but it usually won't cause any damage, staining anything. All right, so I'm gonna hit up, I'm gonna do the other two wheels. I really don't have much more to say about the wheel cleaning process. I do have the ability for you to just buy exactly what I just used there to take care of your wheels and tires in the store. You can buy it as package form. Or you can buy it a la carte if you already have some of the stuff. The wheel cleaning bucket that I'm using is a 6-gallon Letica bucket. I buy them in bulk. They're harder to find. Usually buckets, to me, I've obsessed over buckets for a while. And then I use a very specific, actually In-Chain Designs. If you watch Street Speed 717, Troy Sowers, Guitar Mageddon ZL1, that whole crew up there in Pennsylvania, Shane does all their cars and wraps and all that. Well, he makes my bucket vinyl for me out of the same material you use to wrap a car, so much higher quality for if you wanted the wheel vinyl to put it on your own bucket. At some point here we'll have a la carte. You'll be able to buy just one bucket at a time. Right now you have to buy the whole package, which is insanely expensive. But anyway, I'm going to go and do the other two wheels, and we'll come back to you when we start the decontamination process. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.